Hello traders, welcome to today's video. It is Wednesday the 3rd of January 2024 and this is your Bitcoin update. Before we get started, I always forget to do this at the beginning, so hit the like button below. It should have gone ping and lit up when I said that. And if you are new here, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to us so you will be notified if you also hit the bell about all of our videos. And of course, these videos would not be possible without the help of our wonderful friends WooX. This is where we trade. If you scan this QR code right here, you will receive a 20% discount on your fees. That is a 50-50 share of the fee rebates that the exchange does give out. So if you use this link, scan this QR code here, start trading on Woo alongside us, then yes, you can receive a nice juicy discount on your fees. I'll make that QR code even bigger so you can easily see it and scan it and sign up now. Anyway, let's get on with the price action. So Bitcoin yesterday had a very nice move up to break almost to that big yearly level, which is what we really want to see get hit at this stage right now. Before getting a bit of a correction, so we saw some divergences that were forming up at the highs here. We were getting some bearish CVD divergence. We were losing a little bit of open interest by the time we came up and made this other high. So just losing that momentum after that backtest of VWAP. And then we had that move down into our local golden pocket here, which was basically on the day. Okay, so we had the daily, daily open. We had that tiny wick down, made this high, and then we came back down, and this basically was trading within nice value for the entire day. So if we do draw our volume profile, we can see that for the majority of this, we've just been trading within value since that breakout. As soon as we came back in, we've just been up and down within this narrow range between 44,800 and 45,600. So we're looking at a little bit of, well, we've had that consolidation. And for myself, I still am looking for a move higher. This monthly level is quite important. So this is the top of a monthly order block that we have from last year. And then above that, we have the 2022 yearly open to be aware of. So far today, again, a decent little consolidation, a back test of daily open, and then breaking up to test that monthly level. As I said, am anticipating that this has one more move higher before we get an eventual, well, a larger rejection potentially from that. Actually, if we have a look over on our Discord here, then this managed to catch this bounce. So what did I say right here? So I was saying Bitcoin testing the golden pockets and the open impulse should bounce here. And that is when I actually took a long position. Also, I traded the NASDAQ yesterday. I took one trade and made like 3.3K, which is very nice. I was in that trade for 17 minutes. So yeah, over $3,000 in 17 minutes. Luna, can you hear the dog barking in the background? She's barking at someone running past with their dog. Yes, you are. So yeah, that was very nice. This was this exact low. So what we did when we came down there was we tested into the single print, that impulse that we had from our daily open, and then immediately bounced, and that's given us this move up towards the monthly level. So still in that long position right now, and yeah, still looking for 46,200. Something to be aware of course, is that on CME, I mean, what, like $5 off, but we did hit that yearly level. So if you do look on the chart here, you can essentially say that's at this stage being tested. So this is a major level to be aware of. There are gaps underneath us, so there is this gap. If this is to see a bigger rejection down here at 39K, which basically is about 38K when you look at the spot and perps markets. And we also, of course, put that gap in as the year opened. So the year opened with a gap up. I would at some stage expect that to be filled. So I probably need to put another little gap thingy majiggy on here just so we know what levels we are looking at. So that is 42K and 39K. and they basically relate to, I mean, it's about 42k on this one, but this this gap over here is slightly lower on spot and perps. So that is kind of what we're looking at. There is, of course, a potential scenario on this chart where we are looking at this as a deviation. So if you're looking at this, the good old AMD, accumulation, manipulation, and then a distribution, this is something that we could be looking at. We are, of course, trapped between that monthly level and our previous range highs. What we do not want to see is price closing on like 4-hour daily candles back below 45. Otherwise, this looks like a very, very little distribution. And then we will probably be looking to come and take out the lows and revisit that 38,720 POC once again. I am hoping that this can push higher. And of course, if we do get some impulsive ETF news or something like that, then we can come up all the way to like that 48, that 50k area. However, at some stage, I do believe that we do find that price comes below 45 and we do get a corrective move, something along these lines here. So yeah, this zone here basically being from the previous range high, which is where it has to start, because that is where any potential like deviation could occur, and going all the way up to that previous 2022 yearly high and the macro golden pocket here. So when you zoom out, zoomy all the way out here, this is where we have our confluence. Okay, value area high of the previous bull market, our 618 from the all-time high to our bear market lows, the FTX crash lows, and of course the liquidity that we have from that 2022, the high that was put in that year over there. So yeah, a lot of confluence up there in that 48 to 50k region. Beyond that, it's like you're just going to power on through to all-time highs, I think, after that. So this is kind of the last major resistance that we have on the charts before a move to all-time highs. So if we're talking macro, it's local top to be hit in here, a couple of months of consolidation or something, and then we push on through as we go on a little bit later on in the year, would be my main plan. And I think that's the general consensus for a lot of people within the community right now, is that looks like the most likely option. So that is that. We've gone a little bit maybe off track with the price action more locally here. Again, as I said, just expecting higher right now. If we're looking on the daily profile, we can see we've already had that test of the previous day value area low. We've already tested the previous day value area high. As long as we're holding this POC at this stage now, then I would expect continuation higher. Going over onto exo charts, then what we have here, let me get that on my screen so I can see it. Same thing, okay. So you can see this basically being the previous day value area. We had the back test of the daily open, and we're just moving between these VWAP bands. So this the VWAP just price kind of attracted to that at the moment, not being able to get beyond that third standard deviation, which is often a point in which you would look for to fade any moves as soon as you come into these third standard deviation bands. That's when you look to fade it back into the VWAP. We've seen multiple examples yesterday where you come into those outer bands, fade it back into VWAP, back into those outer bands, fade it back into that first standard deviation, into the outer bands, back into VWAP, and so on. Once again, down here, you come into these lower bands, and back. What happens? You come back into VWAP. So you're just going from balance, basically being the white line, to imbalance being the extremes on either side. So a very narrow range so far, but I do think that this can continue to go a little bit higher, taking out those previous day highs and so on. The other thing that we've got right now is, of course, bullish CVD divergence. So price is making a higher high, higher low this morning, with the CVD making a lower low, and we've kind of seen that move up already. So that's more or less played out at this stage. And now can we get a bit more momentum to the upside here? Going on to the internet pages and looking at AgriTrade, once again, you can see that CVD divergence playing out with the well, on here it's showing kind of equal lows, but price clearly making a higher low. And on the spot market, once again, we continue just to get a lot of selling. Every time price makes a new high, there's just a lot of selling pressure on spots, but perhaps tend to manage to hold this. And yeah, still looking bullish for the time being. Liquidation heat map, there's a big cluster above us. Okay, so there is that big cluster above us, and surprise, surprise, where does it line up? It is 46,200. So that adds to our bias that is where we are likely to go today. And yeah, after that we can consider downside. If we do hit 46,200, I will be going short. I will be hedging my long positions. I am kind of very long right now, and yeah, that will be where I'll hedge and look to trade it short for lower prices, obviously. Funding rates, they have been a little bit high for a while. Okay, but it's nothing too extreme. Okay, like right now we're seeing that funding rates only like, yeah, the neutral is 0.01 and we're at like 0.02 basically on most exchanges. So it is nothing too extreme. Some of the altcoins getting a little bit cooked. But this at the moment, although it is climbing, this is very usual bull market type of stuff. During the last bull market, we saw funding rates at like 0.8. We're at 0.02. So yeah, there's a long way to go before this gets to crazy greed levels for sure. Something else to be aware of today. Sorry, bright screen. Let's darken this up. Is we do have FOMC meeting minutes today and Jolt's job openings a little bit later on. So the FOMC minutes, although not a major thing, actual like main FOMC this month is on the last day of the month. So on Wednesday, the 31st of January. We do have the first FOMC statement of the year and the federal funds rate, so that is one to be aware of. But this is just the minutes from the previous meeting. So if there is any new information, stuff that the market hasn't quite priced in, then that can cause some volatility. So something to be aware of, that is at 7 p.m. UTC this afternoon or this evening or whatever you call it. And other than that, yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say here. Yeah. Open interest flat within this whole range. And did I just click off of the... No, I'm fine. I hope I just showed... Yeah, I did show the FOMC stuff. Yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. I don't have anything more to say on this video. And yeah, if you haven't already hit the like button, just do that before you go. And I'll be very thankful for that. And yeah, see you all very soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.